When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious
Hadouken!
Hello everybody, welcome back to Joystick Cinema. I'm Steven.
I'm Aaron.
And let's get back into our ranting about bad video games this year.
Alright, so where we left off, we were talking about Need for Speed Payback. And a quick correction, I said that you weren't able to customize your car fully. The way you could customize your car using cards and stuff like that, I was wrong. You can. You could fully customize it just like you could in 2015. And that customization system was good. So, my mistake. I'll give it a pass on that. But
the story.
the story. So, let's talk about the story. Need for Speed's story has always been kind of weird. I'm pretty sure that most of the time you're playing as one guy. Yeah, yourself. There's never a specific character per se. There's in Need for Speed Run, you actually get to see the character for the first time, who the guy is, and there's like one segment where you're out of your car running and everything. But that game was kind of on the side of the series. But regardless, Need for Speed 2015, the story was okay. It felt really forced with the actors and the things they were saying. They would say all this silly stuff like, all right, check it out, or yeah, I got a jet, or it just felt really weird, and like the actors were kind of forcing it, you know?
Yeah.
And I get that giving it a story gives like another element to it that, you know, the other games don't have. But Most Wanted did it just fine, you know. You lost your car to Razor at the beginning of the game, and you had to work your way all the way back up. And halfway there, and the entire time you're kind of worried about all the cops, because not only are the cops in that game difficult, but there's one specifically looking for you, trying to get you, because once he gets you, you lose all your money and you lose a lot of experience. So,
but okay, let's move on from that, like from that point of view, to what they did in 2015. They did something a little bit risky. They went with all live action cutscenes.
Yes.
Which the actors were really bad, and some of the scenes were like really repetitive at some things, like the random fist bumps at every single every single cutscene. And then, so they learned from their mistake there, but now they're trying to go up against Forza again.
With a Fast and Furious-esque kind of...
Well, not that. Like, with the... What's it called? Using computer-generated guys. Like, just regular guys that they created, not live action, just in-game. And they interact, and their acting is also really bad. The voice actors are bad. Like, the voices really don't match up with the characters. Mm-hmm. And also, something that really stinks about the story is that every single really cool event that is going to happen is all cutscene. Like, you can't control it. You just go up, and it happens, and that's it. Like, you don't have any control over it. Like, what's the fun of that?
That one scene specifically where you're chasing the truck?
Yeah, the truck. And you have to go up to the side of it. And then, like, why couldn't they do it like what they did in GTA, where Franklin gets on the front of the car and then jumps on the truck?
Right.
Like, and you're controlling the car. It really makes no sense. They were just being lazy and wanted to spend more money on, look at these cutscenes. They're so cool, right?
Oh, it's a shame, really. You know, this could have been a much better game than it actually turned out to be. I'll give it some time to see if it gets better or if the community response is better, because most of the time all people really care about is in Need for Speed, just like Call of Duty, they care about playing online. They don't really care about the story. They care about getting their cars, customizing them to look the best, and then getting that experience and getting all leveled up and getting all the cars in the entire game, you know? But if you keep going through the experience where you're just like, the handling is okay, but the drifting is terrible, and... the customization is good, but the story in the single-player campaign is a waste of time. It makes you feel like there's like it's a middle ground where you want the game to be good, but then you have these parts that are so jarring that you go, well, how can I say it's good when you just have a bad story mode, a bad drifting system, and you have so many things that Forza managed to do better than this game. Mm-hmm. So, in Need for Speed, I love you. I love the franchise so much. You've been a huge part of my childhood. Most Wanted, Underground 2, Rivals, Hot Pursuit, and even 2015, and even the old Need for Speed 1998 game. I love all of them. I played that one on the PC. That and I had the little disc, like the old cases, and it could play on the PS2 and on the computer. So when I played both of it, it's fantastic game. It's so much fun. But please get your stuff together, Criterion. EA, I beg of you.
Now, moving on to another bad game that came out. Was it this last month? Or was it this month?
I think it was like a
week ago?
A month?
That's a month.
No, it was last month. It was like the October. Beginning of last month. Yeah.
Which was Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Oh, boy. Okay, so I've made my peace with how bad this game is. But, moving on from there, with... My thing now is, in the past couple of years, we've seen so many great titles come out. We've seen Injustice, and which became a huge, expansive, great game series, which brought all your favorite DC fighting characters to one space.
Yes.
And you finally got to play Duke It Out like you've always wanted to. You had Mortal Kombat, which made a huge resurgence with Mortal Kombat X, and a fantastic game with a lot of fun characters and a lot of customization options with how you could use your play style, and it was fantastic. Then you had after that I'm reaching back, but Skullgirls,
and then also what's it called? I can't think of it. It's on the top. Tekken.
Yeah,
there we
Tekken
go.
7.
Tekken 7 came out.
Yeah, Tekken
Beautiful
7.
Game.
Oh boy, that's my favorite out of all of them. It's a fantastic game. It looks stunning.
The only thing I have a problem with is loading times, but that I can go.
Yeah.
Like if you could have a good game, and have good mechanics and all that, I'll wait.
Yeah. You know, and we thoroughly enjoyed all of those games, and I love the Marvel vs. Capcom series 2, 3. Children of the Atom, X-Men, and superheroes. Marvel vs. Capcom superheroes. Marvel vs. Street Fighter.
But something that a lot of people were really mad about was the X-Men weren't in this at all because they're owned by Fox, right? Yeah.
The big thing that came was, but the problem wasn't that. I could understand if they said, "Oh, it's owned by Fox. There's no way we could put them in the game." I'm sorry. But the thing was, they led on with, no, X-Men are going to be in the game. You'll see all your favorite characters. You'll see your Doctor Dooms, your Wolverines, your Storms, and Sentinels. Nope. Forget the game's roots and everything. They're not in the game.
Let's put all these cash grabby characters in the game.
They were shooting for the moon with this one. They were like, let's see. Disney, what?
Also, the big thing was the roster went down drastically.
Yes. Compared to the previous titles, we're now down to, I think, like 20-ish characters.
Which is crazy, because the last game had maybe like 40.
40? Excess of 40 characters. Injustice 2 has a roster of like 30.
Almost 40.
Almost 40 characters. And Mortal Kombat X also has a roster of 30, 40 characters. Even freaking... King of Fighters 14, which, despite the fact that I don't really like the way that game looks, compared to, most of the other games, it plays really well. Tekken 7 has a gigantic roster. King of Fighters 14 has so many characters. It's expansive throughout the entire King of Fighters series, but King of Fighters has always had a lot of characters, so that's a given. And Marvel vs. Capcom, they let Disney take the reins. Capcom was just like, forget it. Disney, go ahead, promote Marvel. And they went ahead and put in all these characters that nobody would really ever play or care about, especially on the Capcom side, with bringing back old Capcom characters, which I can understand. But when you have characters like Arthur and Firebrand... I don't think anybody would really be too excited to play Arthur and Firebrand.
Exactly.
When in this day and age, you could have Capcom characters like, I don't know, Azura, Akuma, Oni even, or you have so many characters from the Street Fighter franchise that you could have stuck in there that were in previous titles and that come from your previous entities, and yet you just choose not to because Marvel's taking the reins and now they're promoting their movies so much to the point that you have Black Widow coming out as DLC. Now, I know that Venom is also a part of it, and you have Monster Hunter, which is a pretty cool character, and you also have one of my favorite characters on the Marvel side, Spider-Man, not Captain America. It's escaping my mind now. No, I can't think. Oh, they also put Mega Man X in there from Capcom, which was a good move on them.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Fans have wanted that for a pretty long time.
Yeah,
so
that's always been a character that's been requested ever since he was in the original Marvel vs. Capcom. But my peace with this game has been made. I don't like it. I don't like it at all, especially just because of the business practices. Not even because of the way that I don't like the way the game looks. That's a given, but that is understandable in some parts because the game plays great and it does play. It does do everything it's supposed to as a Marvel vs. Capcom game really well, which is being a bunch of crazy stuff going on the screen all at once. You can be controlling one character, and another two characters are duking it out at the top of the screen, and it looks great. But oh man, it's just think how much better it could have been. Perfect example to compare it to. Before we move on, Dragon Ball FighterZ. I brought it up before. The love and effort that Bandai Namco and Arc System Works have put into this game just shows and proves that if you care enough, a game can be fantastic. I will say time and time again, the amount of references and the amount of effort that was put into the creation of this game, from the very movement and stance of the characters being references to things in the show and the manga. Are you kidding me? And then you have Marvel vs. Capcom over here like, oh yeah, you could do cool things like use the soul gems, but everybody's face looks out of whack and the story mode is a complete waste of 3 hours. I rest my case, really. But, you know, I just hope in the future, with other Marvel vs. Capcom titles, which won't be for a while now, that if they see their competitors, you know, Arc System Works really is, you know, clenching their fists and really pushing them to the edge with releasing BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle at the same time as Dragon Ball FighterZ a little bit later. Actually, no, not at the same time, a little bit later. But they're really pushing, like, we could do Team Fighters too, and guess what? We could do it better than you can. So what say you, Capcom? And then you have Capcom over here like, oh man, we're in trouble if we don't fix our, if we don't get our stuff together. Especially with Street Fighter V. They just recently revealed the arcade edition not too long ago. I wait to see how good that's gonna be. You know, maybe Capcom can bring themselves back with that. So, with that said,
just some. Oh, bless you.
Thank you.
Just some quick things in video game news. We are going to talk about two things, which is last week was the release of the Xbox One X, which is the PC killer. Some people are calling the most powerful console ever made, and it shoots in 4K HDR. It's beautiful. I mean, like I'm not gonna go out and get one because I already have the Xbox. I think it would be kind of a waste to get a new one. But say if like I moved out or something, I would probably get one.
If you really wanted that, I think it's mostly for people who really want that 4K experience and they really care about frame rate and things like that.
Which I looked at the difference between them. I really don't see it, but some people just like
personally, both of us can't. I can't see the exact difference in frames unless it's drastic. Like if you see,
like if it goes from like 60 to 30,
you can tell the difference. But it released recently. It's at a whopping $500 in terms of
is it 500 or 600?
It's five. That's what we have.
It's either $4.99 or $5.99.
One of the two.
I can't remember.
It's very expensive, if I remember.
I mean, for a reason. I mean, like the stuff put into this console is ridiculous.
Yeah, they did a good job with excuse me. It's 500.
500.
Yeah.
Okay, $4.99.
They did a good job with promoting it and like getting it out there to people, but I don't think a lot of owners of the original Xbox One
are gonna go out and
switch over.
Exactly, it's more for newcomers probably.
Yeah, if you were to get an Xbox One for the first time and you wanted to see like, should I choose the Xbox One S or the X?
A lot of people would probably pick the S mainly for the price of this, but if the person really wants that 4K experience and they haven't had that yet, they would probably go for the X.
That would be, if I was to get one right now, I try to shoot for the X, but I probably end up getting the S.
Yeah, you know? Because they basically the same size. And the same power cords are the same for the S and the X.
I thought for the X there is no power, like there's no power
that's the same with the S.
It is? Oh, interesting.
And then one more thing, so that came out last week, and then also Injustice 2, the Fighter Pack 3 will be revealed, like the reveal trailer will come out this Friday at the Injustice 2 World Championship, which I'm probably gonna be watching just to see.
Yeah, just to see who can make it. You know, Sonic Fox is gonna win.
Well, that's not true. Last I think it was last week. Who was it? It wasn't Biohazard. I can't remember who it was. But yeah, Sonic Fox was not number one.
No.
No.
What was it? Was it White Boy? Or
no, it was not White Boy. White Boy won at not Evo.
He didn't win at Evo. He won at CEO or something.
Yeah, CEO.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. We already know the Atom's going to be in it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are speculating it may be either Rorschach or Enchantress. Is that her name?
Enchantress.
Yeah.
From
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, Enchantress. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's our video game news. We'll be back with some movie news and our video week and creator of the week. So please stick around.
All right.